All right. Well, yes. Welcome back to Thoughts in Stereo. I'm Bijan Amir,
And I am Nick Henriquez.
and today I guess we're going to be talking about, what it is to be a producer, like a day in the life of a producer,
Yeah.
and how there is no such thing as a day in the life. Like it's always
It's up to you.
something
kinda,
different,
yeah.
I guess. What does a typical day for you look like?
Typical day for me is wake up late.
Oh no.
Yeah. It's not good.
I know it's the waking up late is bad. No, not
It's
bad, but it's like
it's bad.
it's just funny because you always hear it from your friends that you're like,
Yeah.
what time did you wake up today? Like, and like friends that like,
My friends that work normal jobs are like, oh man, if I sleep in past 7:30,
Yeah,
8
no.
o'clock, I feel like a piece of shit. I'm like, oh,
I'm the same. way.
thanks.
Yeah,
I'm
they're like,
waking up
what
at
time did you wake up today?
10:30.
I'm like 9, which I feel like is a reasonable time.
Yeah, that's early. For
Yeah,
me.
right.
So that's-
And I'm like, I wake up at 9. They're like, oh, must be nice. I'm like,
9, I'm
"What?"
like hearing birds chirping, Like, but yeah, regular day for me, wake up around like 9, 10.
yeah, don't lie.
Go grab a coffee. Yeah, that's early. That's a good day. Go grab a coffee, come home, and it's always like, okay, I'll finish these quick things.
Like with
That-
producing.
Like, yeah, like I'll get an email overnight, and it'll be like,
yeah.
oh, can you quickly change this? I was
Right.
like, okay, yeah, I'll do those quick things
Right.
now,
Yeah.
and then I'll get into like my heavy work later in the day,
Okay.
and then those quick things turn into like, oh, just also do this thing, and
yeah,
also,
yeah.
and then I fall behind.
Yes.
And then there's always a point in the day where I'm like, okay, everyone can stop.
Stop. Yeah.
And I'm just going to start ignoring people
Yep.
and I'll deal with it tomorrow.
Yes.
And I'm going to go do what I have to do now.
Yes.
And then the whole day is just like
Sometimes
sitting
you just
there.
spend, like I just feel like sometimes for me I spend the whole day doing these like
Mhm.
little things and then
Yeah.
I don't even get to like even start something new.
Yeah.
Or like I don't even get to
You almost like you're working all day,
Yeah.
but you almost feel unproductive.
Yes. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That is exactly right. And that's
It's
a
really
funny thing,
depressing.
but it's not. Yeah.
No, you are being productive. You're getting exactly what you need to done. You're
Yeah.
just
Because the producing is not always starting something new and like building out this like whole track every day, and it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna do this every day, make a beat every day
Yeah.
and make a song every day. It's not
Mhm.
that. Producing sometimes has to be those little nitty gritty things that it's like, hey,
Yeah.
you know what, can we adjust this one thing here, can we adjust this and that, and then
Yeah.
you get the feedback. And
Like yesterday, I allotted 2 hours to do. I got raw vocals to a track that I was working on. I just had like a 1-track a cappella,
gotcha.
and I got the raw vocal layers, and I said, okay, I'm gonna allot 2 hours to mix them,
Yeah.
and kind of make them seem the same way that they were in the demo.
Gotcha.
And that ended up taking like 4 to 5 hours.
I feel like that would.
But the thing is, it took 2 hours, but it took 4 to 5 hours because it was like, okay, I got to stop, and then I got to answer this person. Okay, then I got to open this project
Right.
quickly to do this.
Do
and I
this.
gotta blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It's like it's almost better to just like shut your phone off.
Yes.
Get what
And
you need to done.
See, that's the thing, and that's the thing. It's like, it's with being a producer, shutting your phone off. It's like for me, it's such a struggle because I'm like, okay, what if I shut my phone off and then I get the text like, yo,
Yeah.
send these stems. or
Yeah.
it's like
the
realistically,
worst.
it's not going to happen. But
No.
it's like,
But there is that chance, and you can't miss that
right.
chance. Yeah.
So it's like they're always like, oh, like you're addicted to your phone, like that. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
sure, like yeah, but it's also me just always being prepared for someone to be like, hey.
Yo, I
do you
need this
have-
right now.
I need this right now.
Yeah.
Like it's now or never.
That
Like,
happens so much.
Right. And I feel like it would happen. I feel like it would happen a lot for dance music.
It happens a lot when Dubs gets a sick opportunity, like they're talking to someone
Right.
really sick that they want to work with. They're
Right.
like, yo, we all need to like, Alex tells Chris like, oh, go get this thing, Nick, you bounce this thing, and
Like,
we're gonna
right
send
now.
all the like we need this
Right.
ASAP.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah. with hip hop stuff, it's similar, but it's sometimes you have more of a sense of when these things are coming. Like
Mhm.
usually when I get the when I get the text like, oh, we use this beat. Whether or not they're asking for the stems or whatever, like I'll just prepare the files.
Yeah.
Usually, not
Yeah.
always, but I'll prepare that, just because it's like there's gonna be a time where like, oh, okay, we're mixing, here we go, and then I'm like, oh, geez, and then like bounce. And what if I'm not by my computer and
Yeah.
whatever? So it's just it's a hard thing because you never know. Like there'll be times where I'll be away, like I'll say I'll be watching a movie or something,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's like 2-3 hours generally speaking.
Mm-hmm.
And then I come back to my phone and I'm like, missed a few things.
Yeah.
We're like, hey, like
as soon as you see like 2 missed calls from your manager, you're like, oh no.
Yeah, and
What?
they're like, we need this right now. Like this person just hit me up. Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know what I mean? And with music, it's a lot of things are time sensitive, which
because they could be in the studio,
Right
they only
now.
have 2 hours.
Yes. And then it's like 2 hours later, and now I'm out of the movie. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that was so great. Oh, I just
Yeah.
missed out on this opportunity.
Yeah.
So I guess, yeah, like I feel you on that. Like when you put your phone away, like, to put your phone away during that 2-hour period of you, fixing those vocals or not, whether or not that's the right move. And of course,
It really just matters what you got to do in the day.
yeah, like you got to be like reasonable.
Yeah.
Like if you're someone that
and people understand. Like
Of
everyone,
course.
like people definitely understand.
Yeah.
Of course, they get it. Like
you're not, it's no one's gonna fault you.
no
for
one's
not
expecting you to be on call.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. And it's like, and it's, you got to be reasonable. Like if you know that you have some things coming down the pipeline and like these are things that will need in the short run, to be handled.
Yeah.
Then yeah, keep your phone on you. But if you're on like a little bit of a lull, you're working on a couple things, then I don't know, put your phone away, I guess.
What's your day start to finish like?
It depends. It's hard. It's hard to say. Like, I don't know. Damn. Now that I have a puppy, it's a lot.
That's
It's
changing
different
now.
Yeah. Well, it's stressful having a dog, and they keep you up at night at the beginning.
No thanks.
And so yeah, right.
My girl's like, let's get a puppy. No.
They're nice. It's nice,
know,
but it's
I
like
know.
it's like you have a son or a daughter. Like
I got lucky because we had two. I have 2 dogs. My family has 2 dogs. They're
Right.
brothers, but like they they grew up in our family home, and then my parents moved to a new house, and I moved to a different place, and they just went with my parents.
yeah. So then
So now it's like I just get the good side.
Right,
It's
you
like I'll
just
go
go
see them,
visit
and they're all
them.
pumped.
right,
You know?
and they see when they see you, they get happy.
Yeah. I
Nah,
don't deal with none of the other stuff.
Right. I gotta like when I'm like now I gotta walk the dog.
Yeah.
Me and Molly, my girlfriend, we split the time, and not. It's not like we're co-parenting. Split the time sounds weird, but we we take turns walking the dog, and but and that means like watching out for things that he starts eating. I've already
Yeah.
seen him eat 2 snails, and I couldn't get them out of his mouth.
Yeah.
He's up at this morning. Like he was up at 4 a.m. crying. And I had to-
Nope.
yeah, facts. Like I had to take him out of his crate because we put him in the crate.
Yeah.
Take him out of the crate and just like kind of run him around a little.
Yeah.
And like
Tire him out.
Yeah, soothe him a little. You know what I mean? So that's the chronicles of 4 a.m. now. And now I wake up and I'm like, oh man, like wake up at 9.
Yeah. You're like,
I'm
wish I didn't
tired.
wake up at 4.
Right. And and then it's like, and then at midnight I had to go out there too with him, like 12:52 or whatever.
Mhm.
And I went to bed kind of early because I was hella tired. I went to bed like 11. And I wake up at 1 a.m. dog, 4 a.m. dog, and then Molly, when she wakes up, she goes and takes him on a walk and then goes to work with him.
Yeah.
So now I guess my day is partially dedicated to this dog.
Yeah.
But I guess generally before the dog,
Like when you go into the studio, what's your like normal, like is it a lot of back and forth notes with the artist?
no. With
No?
hip hop, it's not really like that. I mean,
Yeah.
at least with the people that I'm working with, I
Yeah.
can't speak on the general. Like,
Yeah,
yes, there are artists that are a lot of back and forth. And actually, I have been with artists that are a lot of back and forth that are very meticulous about their songs.
Mhm.
But generally, it's like, sorry, not generally. I don't want to speak in terms of like the whole genre, but in my experience, like I just don't want to like generalize.
So
things here.
careful.
Yeah, I'm trying to be very careful.
I got you. Don't worry.
In my experience, it's just been, I send this, and you get a song back.
Yeah.
That's it. And then after we get the song back, maybe.
Yeah, okay,
we'll
what
make-
is- okay.
maybe?
I have no idea. What's that process? You send out a beat pack.
Yeah,
Someone replies, be like, "Yo, we
use
we
this.
we use
Yeah.
like this beat particular,"
Yeah.
and you're just like sick, and then you just wait.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, and then you follow up like, hey, how's that? Is that song still coming?
Yeah.
Do you need the stems? Just keep me posted, and that's really the whole thing. It's no like, here's the acapella, now post produce it.
I feel like I'm interviewing you, but when it comes down to like their, someone uses your beat,
Yeah,
and you know how you listen to like a dope Travis Scott song, for
Right.
example.
Yep.
And there's so much
going on.
in the vocals, and
Yeah.
it's so perfect
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so like worked on.
Yes.
Is that you or is that like his engineer
It's the
does
engineer,
that? Oh,
usually.
fuck.
Yeah, it's all Trav in the. Well, not I've never worked with Trav.
No, yeah, but like I'm saying,
generally
like,
speaking,
yeah.
it's from my experience, it's usually the artist and the engineer doing all that.
So like you're like, are you ever getting their vocal
Sometimes
stems back
when
if you're mixing it? I guess
it depends. If I'm mixing it, sure, of course, but generally like.
And then like if you send beat stems, sorry, I have no
No, you're
idea
good.
genuinely. If you send stems,
Yes, for the beat.
Yeah. To their engineer
Yep.
or whatever,
Yep.
who's ever mixing it.
Yeah, that's usually the last stage of a hip hop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they ever mess around with your beat, like change arrangement, and you're like, you hear it afterwards, and you're like, oh, sick, they changed it?
Well, with my first big placement was a Party Next Door song.
Yeah.
And the way that one worked was, I sent him some beats to his email, and I didn't hear anything back, I think for 2 weeks after I sent it to him.
Yeah.
And then I got a text saying, hey, this beat, so-and-so, whatever the name was, I think it was Alpha or whatever. It was named after the melody. Like, this is the one. I'm going to get you in contact with my manager, send the stems. We're like, all right, cool. So we sent the stems, talked to the management, and it wasn't like, hey, like, as far as I can remember, it was just like, send the stems, okay, cool, and that was all we really heard back.
Yeah.
Until like 3 days before the song came out, they're like, oh yeah, it's on this project. And that was like at least a month. Yeah, it was definitely very cool.
Yeah.
It was like at least a month or two later. Like we sent the stems, and then I think it was about a month and a half.
Yeah.
I think it was August, and then it was late September it came out. And that was it. And then the mix was very different from what I had sent for the beat, and it actually sounded way better.
Yeah.
Like, in my opinion, it was one of those.
What year was this?
2017.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those times where I was like, oh, wow, like, whoever mixed it, and it might have been Prep, I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
Like, did a really good job. Like, it definitely elevated it to, like, more than what I had taken it to. But in terms of arrangement, I don't think he changed it, but definitely there'll be times where like the engineer will like
you hear like a cutout in the beat specifically made for their vocal.
Oh yeah, that's all engineer.
Yeah,
and then they'll like do a low pass filter sometimes.
Yeah,
like they'll do those little touches that the artist is like, hey, put this here, or the engineer just be like,
where
hey.
like it's just easier for them to ask the engineer for them to text them and be like, hey, can you send me a
right
new
there
version?
with the engineer,
yeah,
exactly. So the engineer was like, oh, I'll just put a little filter on it, or I'll cut the beat out here.
Yeah,
and that's generally, in my experience, for hip hop, send the beat. Dope, we recorded. Can you send the stems? Boom, and then the song comes out. Yeah,
sick.
Unless I'm mixing it, or unless I'm reproducing something.
See, like in pop or like dance music, people will like tell you they like have to tell you if they're gonna change something with your stems. That's like in my experience. If I'm sending out stems, unless you tell me, yo, send me the stems, so then I can mess around with it, or someone I know can mess around with it.
Yeah.
Then I'm under the impression that I'm sending you stems to get this mixed.
Yeah.
And then if I hear it back differently, I'm like, wait, who?
Who
did this?
It's the same with hip hop stuff. It's like, yeah, you send the stems, and for mixing. But if they're like, hey, we're gonna send the stems and have our producer touch them, they will say that.
Okay.
Yeah. They won't just be like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I just mean in terms of mixing.
Yeah.
Send the stems, and that's the last you'll hear.
Yeah.
But I mean, going back to, I guess, a day in my life. I don't know. Nowadays I kind of wake up, I just like have a little like fruit for breakfast or whatever. Nothing too heavy usually.
That's something I gotta start doing. Breakfast.
Yeah, no, it's so good.
Yeah. Times I do eat breakfast, it's way better.
Yeah, it's
like my day is just.
It's such a key component for me, and it's proven like it really helps with your day.
Yeah.
So if you have the right things for breakfast, if you're not guzzling like sugary cereal, or, like it does nothing for you.
Or a chocolate almond croissant like I did this morning.
Oh, sounds good. But
it's bomb. But like I shouldn't be eating
not
that.
the best thing for you. No, I'll have breakfast and then I go to kickboxing. So I do like this. I'm a part of this kickboxing gym called 9 Round, and I do that like every day. So like Monday to Friday. I don't go on Saturdays because there's too many people there.
Yeah.
But I'll go like when everyone's at work. So I'll just be there by myself, and it's like a trainer. So I'll do that. Get my exercise in for the day. It's like a good half hour of like intensity, and then come home. Just like play PlayStation for like a half hour.
Yes.
Like just kind of chill. Like really just like, okay, like let me just after a workout, you just want to sit down for a bit. Yeah, like not think. I'll play PlayStation for an hour, eat something for lunch.
What are you playing?
I've been playing a lot of Mortal Kombat 11.
Oh shit.
Spider-Man PS4, fire.
Yeah, I'm getting far in Spider-Man now.
You are?
We'll talk about it after.
Okay,
but
cool.
I just got to Electro, and the shit's getting crazy.
Fire. Yeah, I just finished the main campaign, and I just got the DLC, so I'm about to start going on the DLCs. They're free, which is nice. At least for me, they were. And then after that, I'll go into be like, hey, adjustments, little bips and bops, like from emails, and like, hey, can you change this, that? And if not, I'll just like make beats. And I won't, like some days I won't even make beats. I just don't feel like it. Just because like sometimes it's just.
If you don't have to do something, sometimes it's nice to be like, you know what, I'm gonna take today.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see a friend. I'm gonna go and go for a walk. I'm thankful that I rent a condo in a nice area that I can walk across the street and I'm at a lakefront.
Oh.
You know, there's a park.
That's amazing.
Like, so I'll just go for a walk, or I'll go and see my friend who lives now very close to me, and that those little things. That's like
I love that.
Yeah, good for your peace of mind.
I love the like little impromptu days. You can just be like,
hey, let's go do this.
Yeah. You know what? I feel like mini putting today.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go do that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know what? Sounds good. But it's like, but the thing is, okay, so this is a current day for me, but I also want to speak to people that have to, are going to school or have work, obligations. I just graduated from school last year.
Yeah.
Like from university and stuff, and people always ask me, what was your day like when you were at school? So again, it really is different for everyone. But for me, it was, a lot of balance of time. Like I was in a program where there was quite a bit of homework. And not like homework sounds so childish, but there's a lot of work.
Yeah, there's
there's a lot of work. Yeah, homework, sure. Studying and whatnot.
Yeah.
And for me, a day usually was like, okay, I'll go to school, I'll do my thing at school, come home. If there was no pressing assignments, then I would work on music. If there's pressing assignments, I wouldn't. And there'd be times where, I would go a week and a half, 2 weeks without touching my computer to make beats because I was preoccupied with school. And that's okay. Because, at the end of those 2 weeks, when I came back to my computer, I was like, I was ready, to get back to it.
You were excited to do it.
Yes. I was like,
it's almost better that way.
And that's why, like, even now, sometimes I'll take a week and I'll want to make beats and I'm like, man, I can't.
Just hold out.
Yeah, just wait. Yeah. And then when I come back, the beats I make are like, to me, are incredible.
Yeah. Always.
And I'm like, oh my God, like this is fire. And then it's like one of my new favorite beats.
Yeah.
Because I'm just coming back with a new energy. And like, and then for one example, like people always ask me this, like, again, with the school work producing life, like, how'd you do it? Like, this is the day. I give them an example of one of these days that I had where just like I did everything. And so, and it's not always like this, but this was like a one day where, I just had
packed days.
Right.
Yeah.
So
you had to get everything done.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. So I went to school at 11 and I'm a commuter. I was a commuter. I didn't live on campus. So I was up at 9, trained by 10, school by 11. I had, I think, an 11 to 12 or 11 to 1 class, and then had a 5 to 7. So now I have this like 4-hour break in the middle, or 5 if it was ended at 12, I forget. But I had this break in the middle where I was just kind of catching up on work, like schoolwork. And this was in 2017, a Bryson Tiller tour, and Metro was doing DJ set for his tour. And this was before Ric Flair Drip that I knew about. Maybe he had already known. I already sent him the stuff for it.
Yeah.
I didn't hear anything back, but we were still talking and all that kind of stuff. So I'm at school and I get a text from him before my 5 o'clock class, basically being like, just yo. And I was like, oh my God, like.
Like,
and with him, he's very and he was very busy at that time. It takes a long time for him to respond. So I was like, okay, so let me decode what this means now. Like now I have to go detective. So I'm like, do I even bother? Yeah, literally. No, literally.
Dude, that's so often you have to do that. You really have to do your research on a text.
Exactly. I'm like, what does this mean? What does this yo mean? And I remember it, and I was like, do I even bother going to this 5 o'clock class, or do I just go home and get my stuff, like my producing stuff? So I'm like, okay, you know what? I haven't heard back yet. Let me just go to this class. Why not? And it was like a dumb class. It was whatever. But I just went. I'm like, all right, so I'm in this class, and I'm on Instagram because I wasn't paying attention. And I see that he posts on his story, after party at Soho House tonight, DJ set, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay. And I told him the day before, link up if you're here, like if you're free.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is for sure what he's talking about. Like this is what this yo means. So now I've been at school from 11 to 7. I go home. I have to do a job interview like a video Skype situation, but it wasn't a Skype. I had to record myself and then send it to them. They had pre-recorded questions, and I had to record my answers and send it to them.
That's weird.
So I rush home on the train. Now I'm home by like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
I put on the top half of a suit.
Nice.
Top half only.
No pants.
No pants. I swear to God, there was no pants on. Only the top half of a suit. So now here's work, school, and now work is coming into it. I do this interview. I do tests. First there were tests, like a math, economics, and logic test. God. Now I have to do this video interview. Okay, so so I did it. I finished it, whatever. So now I'm thinking, okay, so what about this after party? I don't know what time it starts. I don't know anything, whatever. Do I even bother going? I didn't get the text back. Is he even going to talk about it? Like, is that what he was even texting me about? I had a good feeling, whatever. So I get ready, and I'm like, okay, I have to. Like, I have to go. Yeah. I go downtown. I train back downtown. So now I'm like all the way back to Mississauga, all the way back downtown.
Nightmare.
Yeah, and I get to Soho House at like 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. Yep, 10 p.m. He doesn't get there until midnight, and I literally sat outside in front of Soho House for 2 hours.
Waiting for him.
And I get a text back at 11:30 saying,
That's the grind.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the grind.
And people don't understand that. Like, just sitting, I've literally had times where I just had to sit outside and wait for something to happen because I didn't know and I didn't want to miss it.
People won't do that.
Right.
Like, I'm not waiting for this guy. If he doesn't want to text me, he's not going to, whatever. He doesn't want to hang out. Fuck him. I'll just go home.
Exactly. And I sat outside in Toronto at night in front of Soho for an hour and a half before I got the pull up text. Literally, that's what it said. I'm like, all right, cool. So I go in and I'm like, hey, I'm here for like Metro, whatever. They're like, oh, he's not here yet. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I go back and wait. And then I go in like a half hour later. He's like, yep, he's here. He must have came through the back because I didn't see him through front. I was like, cool. So I go in. I'm with Jordan Manswell because I told him about it. And he was like, yeah, I'll come to whatever. And he had a relationship with Metro as well. I guess. I don't know. I'm talking the past tense. And so we go in and, it's all love and da-da-da. So now it's like midnight. And we're chilling and we're up in his section on the stage or whatever, and we're talking. And I'm there until like 3:30 after he finishes his DJ set. After he finishes his DJ set. And then he's like, what are you doing after this? And I was like,
oh my
damn,
God.
I thought about going to bed. Like, I was ready to go to
You're
sleep.
like, I'm dreaming of my pillow. Why? What's up?
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to the studio. Let's go.
Oh,
I was like, Jesus Christ. All right. So let's go. So I'm like, okay, now here comes the producing aspect of the day. Where I'm like, you got to make time for everything.
Yeah. What time did you wake up that morning? 9. You said.
So now it's 3:30. I'm heading to the studio. And it was a blessing because we actually went to a really nice studio.
Oh.
That is like the main studio of an artist whose name rhymes with Blake. And this artist was not there. It was like, Metro it's Metro. So he got to use the studio. So I was like, damn, this Blake studio is really nice. Like, damn, this is a blessing to be able to be here. And that was like really awesome. And we just made beats until like 7 a.m.
That's
and I'm like,
sick.
so like that, when people are like, how do you structure your day? I'm like, do what you have to do. If you don't have to do something,
you have to do it.
You have
man.
to.
You
like don't let school or whatever.
You can get everything done.
You can. There's enough hours in the day.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, this is my prime example of like I needed to do these 3 things on that day, and I just went and did it. Because that's what you have to do. If you're in school, that's no
like
excuse.
it's so worth it. Like
it is
an extra 2 hours going out of your way instead of going home to like, oh, I gotta go to bed early because I gotta wake up early tomorrow. Like being a little more tired tomorrow is gonna pay off if you just do this thing.
Way more.
I remember in high school I was a bad student. I was a pretty bad student. I would never do homework, and I didn't do very well on tests.
That's actually funny because I would never have guessed that.
I was a shit, but it was just because I didn't like anything. I didn't like math. I didn't like English. Like I thought it was a waste of my time.
Right.
And I would go home and just like work on music in the basement and like.
Were you living with Eric at this time?
No. In high school, I was
okay.
with my parents.
Okay.
We were living in Etobicoke, actually super close to here.
Okay, great.
And not that any of you know where he is, but yeah,
Mars Recording Studio, 343 Horner Avenue.
That's
quick
the
plug.
Place.
Quick
Perfect. But yeah, I would just go home and work on music all day, and at the time I was just doing like club stuff and.
Yeah. Like
whatever.
DJ
so
clubs
like clubs. Like I was just making club music.
Okay,
it was not a lot of it was getting released. It was just for myself.
Right.
Doing small shows around Toronto for no one.
Yeah.
And and then when I graduated high school, I graduated a semester early, so I took that off to do again
Wait, how'd
more
you graduate a
producing.
semester early, but you're not that good in all your
Because
classes?
I did night school for music business.
Oh.
And that was the only class. I got like 99 in that class.
There you go.
Because I loved it.
Of
It
course.
was music.
You were interested.
As soon as I told my parents, I'm not doing well because I hate school.
Right.
I don't need the Pythagorean theory, whatever it's called.
Right.
You know?
I was a big math nerd.
Yeah.
So like we had very different high school experiences.
So when I graduated early, took that 6 months off, my dad said, you got to get a degree of some sort somewhere. I don't care where it is. You got to do it.
Right.
So I was going to go to London, England. That school got shut down within like 6 weeks before I was going to move there.
What?
Yeah. The school just like emailed me and was like, yo, here's your deposit back. We shut down.
What?
Sorry. I was like, okay, sick. So the next day, me and Eric and my mom flew down to LA to go check out some schools.
Okay.
And I found one called LA Film School. I enrolled.
That's on. Is that on Sunset or Hollywood Boulevard?
Yeah,
I've been there.
It's Sunset and Vine.
Yes, I've been there.
Yeah. That was my school. So I did that for a year and a half. And again, like that school, some of the classes were like unmusic related. It was like digital literacy because you got to learn how to use social media and all that stuff. But like even those classes, because I was doing something that I loved,
you were still doing.
I was killing it.
Yeah, of course.
And I was killing it to the point where like I would want to go home and do my homework.
Yeah,
because it was producing.
Yeah.
You know, and that taught me to be better. And then once like whatever I would learn in class that day, I would then apply it to whatever I was going to work on afterwards.
Yes.
And at that time, it's hard to like talk about what my schedule was at that time because I wasn't doing anything.
Gotcha.
Everything I was doing for myself.
Yeah.
You know, no one else was touching my stuff. No one else was putting my stuff out even. Like it was just.
It was all you.
SoundCloud.
Yeah.
And then I guess nearing the end of that trip nearing the end of me living there.
Right.
Was when it started to pick up, and that's when I like decided I wasn't going to be an artist.
You weren't gonna. You were just.
Yeah, I didn't want to be a DJ. I just wanted to be a producer.
Gotcha.
And that's when like the workload started to come on, and I had no idea how to handle it at first. So like my days were like me thinking, "Oh, just do what's making you happy. Like screw everyone else." You know?
Yeah.
And that's where I started to think that, and it started to work against me because I was like, "Oh, I should." I just got this opportunity. I should send this person some stuff.
Yes.
But instead, I'm going to make something that's completely useless. Like that's okay though, but like just not
pick
like
the time where
pick
that's
the time
appropriate.
to do it.
Yeah.
Make time for it.
Yes.
Instead of using time where you should be
doing
it.
Yeah. It's funny that you say that because the exact same thing happened with me. Like there'd be times where I'd be like, I really should be doing this. Like for this artist or sending this for this producer, like stuff like, hey, like, you know, send me some ideas, you know, send me this and that. And artists would be like, yo, can you send me some beats or whatever? And I'd just be like, I'm just going to make beats for myself. Yeah. And it's like, I guess the benefit of doing that was like, I made beats that I was like really liking.
You love for
me. And I was like, damn, this is making me a better producer.
For sure.
But I might have missed out on some opportunities that could have been great for my career.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like, there was, you know, I got into contact before, you know, I got into contact with Metro in 2015, and I didn't send him anything until 2017. Yeah. And that's like Metro. So it's like, if he couldn't, like,
was it a point of you not wanting to make ideas for him, or was it a point of you just waiting for the right idea?
No, it's just like, I was like, I value this relationship right now more as a personal relationship as opposed to like a working one. So I just wasn't even sending him anything. And then it got to the point where it was like, hey, like, you know what? Like I would send him beats from time to time, like, hey, this is the beats I've been working on. He's like, yo, this is hard. And then, you know, he'd be like, oh, send me some like melody ideas or whatever. And then that was like the one time where I did it. But yeah, the days I would just go days with just be like, I'm gonna make beats for me right now. Yeah. Like I'm, you know, these guys want beats or they're waiting on me, but like, because to me, it wasn't that serious at that point. But like maybe it would have been if I'd taken it more seriously. Yeah. You know, it's a tough thing to do, and like figuring out how to you want to balance your time when you're doing this is a tough thing. Because even now that I'm finished school and I don't have like a real job, or whatever that means, you know. I have to do everything for myself, like, you know, schedule my day, discipline myself and hold myself accountable, which is like the hardest thing in the world. Because like as soon as I'm like, I don't feel like doing this, I'm like, yeah, you're right, I don't.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, I'm not going to do it.
Over the past, I would say 6 months, I've been learning how to do that better. Like how to do things for myself, but also get stuff done.
Yeah.
And that's a hard part because like, not to sound like
No, go ahead.
I'm in demand or whatever.
No.
But like, there's a lot of stuff coming through because we've done, my brother, and Andreas, our publisher, has done a lot of great stuff for us where they make our names known and they make our work known. So then we get more work.
Yeah.
But now it's like to a point where like there's a lot of good opportunities coming in where I would love to work on. And I always have to remind myself, a year ago, if I got one of these, I would be in heaven.
Yeah.
And now it's like me going, okay, cool, it's a great opportunity. What's my timeline? Okay, what do I have to get done before that? Okay, let me look at my to-do list.
Yeah.
Shit, it doesn't look like I'm going to have time. But then that's also me being like, yeah, I only want to work on for 8 hours on this day, or as opposed to like, I'm going to do this until I fall asleep at my desk.
Right.
Which is how I used to be.
Right.
Which is how I want to. I don't necessarily get like that again, but like where it's like you
Find
don't do anything else, but like find a balance.
Yeah. I think what it is
there's a big life balance for me. Like I love to spend time with my family. I love to go see my parents. I love to go see my cousins, hang out with my godson and stuff like that, go to dinners with my girlfriend, stuff like that. Like it's I believe that makes me happier.
Yes. And that's a good thing because you don't know what you're producing would be like if you didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
You could try it and not do that, but then maybe you might be in like a bad headspace, and then you're
also just gonna be locked in your room
for like 25
days.
hours a day.
Yeah.
And then just like you might just get into your head and become like super down on yourself, and then it'll be reflected in your work. Yeah. And it's like a hard thing to know, like, what if I stop doing this? What if like you could try it, see where it gets you,
test out your life.
Yeah, like there's no one like at this point, no one's telling me what to do. If I want to try something, I'll try it.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work out, then I'll go back to what I was doing before.
Yep.
But for me, it's like, I think for maybe for you and for me too, part of that is just like, when we were out here like every day, like 12 hours a day, like we got to do this, it was like really our passion. And now when you have all these things coming across your desk, sometimes it might feel like a job.
Yeah. Which like I used to say to myself when I was a kid, if this ever turns into a job, I'm going to quit.
Right.
And like that was a dumb way of thinking,
right?
But it was the right it was the right intention. But now that like things have become a job, that's okay. I can't give up opportunities because like essentially, if you do this and you push through this, there's gonna be other opportunities. That's like now your dreams today. Like these were your dreams last year,
right?
And now you're accomplishing them. And then your dreams a year from today. Yes. This is you got to unlock them.
Yes,
you got to do this shit.
Yeah,
you can't just like
You have to do this now, so because like you are doing all this right now, we're doing a bunch of stuff right now that we may be like, okay, like
it's kind of this phase.
It's
I
nice,
feel like
but
we're
I'd
in a
rather
nice,
be. Yeah, we're like in the middle stage.
Yeah,
like, it's nice, but I'd rather be here.
Yeah,
but you got to finish this level to get to the next one.
Yeah,
so it's like those things, like you gotta put in the time now. Because those dreams that you like, hey, I want to produce a Drake, like for hip hop producers, I want to do a Drake song, I want to do Kendrick
I want to
Lamar.
be in the studio with Kendrick and J. Cole and shit,
it's like that gets unlocked when you put in the time now, and that's what I always remind myself when I'm working on stuff. I'm like, okay, like maybe the sessions I'm doing or the songs that that I'm hearing back about aren't too exciting to me right now, but it's a thing that you have to do to get to where you want to be. And you never know. Like I love all the sessions I win in. Every artist that I'm with, I love them.
Yeah.
And just because it's not like an A-list artist to me, sure, there's a thing of like, oh, I'd love to do like this Kendrick Lamar song, but that doesn't take away from the fact that like
you're still in with like great people.
Exactly.
And it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So it's like you gotta have your hand in two pies, I guess. Like you gotta be focused on working on what's coming next and like what's doing right now, like making the most out of these sessions that may not be that exciting, but a Kendrick Lamar session 10 years ago to some producers may not have been that exciting.
Yeah, they
might have been like, oh, Jay-Z, oh, like you know what I'm talking about. Like they'd be like, oh damn, like
at one point Kendrick was that kid in his hometown going to studios, and the producers he was in with was like, oh, who's this kid who raps fast? I don't want him in here.
Damn, like I'd rather be with Dr. Dre right now.
Yeah, like, exactly.
But and now you're in with these artists, and it's like
Mhm.
easy to forget that these artists one day may be the next number one rap artist, or
Yeah.
number one generally like Drake is. He's not
Yeah.
even a rap artist anymore. He's like an overall
Fucking pop star.
Yeah.
Lil Nas X, he ain't a rapper.
No,
he's a pop star.
Yeah, Lil Nas X does no genre
No.
for him that would be anywhere applicable. Like for him, it's like, and there was exactly for him, it's like there's probably one point where people were like, "Oh,
Mhm.
here's just another Lil
Another rapper, yeah.
whatever, doing his little thing," and then he has the biggest song in the world, and like
And it's a country song.
shattered,
Yeah.
technically, and
Check it.
shattered records.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't go diamond. That's false information. But like completely
Fake news.
But it's been number one on Billboard. It's the
Yeah,
longest
yeah,
running
yeah.
hip hop song that's been number one on Billboard ever. It just
Really?
surpassed Eminem's "Lose Yourself."
Wow.
Like it's the
I did
longest
not know
Billboard
that.
number one for
Holy
a hip hop song
shit.
of all time. All time.
I just listened to Panini in the car.
It's a great song.
Bangs.
Right.
Whoa.
Yeah. The album.
Every time I hear day,
yeah, he goes.
kills
They
it.
take it all the way
Oh
to 10 every
man.
time. But that's the thing. It's like right now, yeah, it may be the mid stage for you,
Mhm.
but that's what's going to unlock. The crazy thing is that's what's going to
Next.
unlock the Drakes and the Kendricks.
Yeah.
But it'll also unlock when these guys become
You
know-
were the first ones with them.
right, and then
Yeah.
you're already at the main
Yeah.
stage. You know what I mean? You're
Mhm.
already at the A level.
Yeah.
Because you worked with them when they were at the C level. Like a Rico Nasty, who she's super dope, and she's really building that buzz, and she's on
Mhm.
her track to be like one of the greatest,
Mhm.
you know, female rappers in general. I
Yeah.
shouldn't even say female rappers in general. You know, like this Lil Nas X, if he it's proven that he knows how to make good songs. It
Yeah.
wasn't just a one-off.
No.
So he's going to be someone to, you know, that keeps growing.
Mhm.
Jid from Dreamville,
Oh,
fantastic artist,
Dude.
fantastic. I love him.
when I first heard Never a couple months back,
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
even more than a year ago.
Yeah, it's an older one.
I remember people being like, "Oh, this kid's just trying to sound like Kendrick."
Yeah, no.
I was like, "No,
No,
he's
no,
dope."
Jid is crazy with it, and he's on his way up, and
Yeah.
like all those kind of things where you do those sessions now, and it sets you up for the future.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like work on those. Use your day to, you know,
Use your day to do what you gotta do,
yeah,
but try and make some time for what you want to do.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
I try and say like, if I'm not gonna have fun doing it, I'm not gonna do it.
yeah,
And I try and make every situation a fun situation.
Yeah.
And try and find the joy in it. So, well, like I obviously find joy in producing every day.
yeah, of course.
We are living our dreams.
Yeah, and
12-year-old me
Yeah.
would love me right now.
12-year-old
You know
me
what I
didn't
mean?
even know that this would be possible.
Yeah.
So
It's true. It's true.
I'm grateful.
This is way higher than my ceiling.
My dream was like, okay, like I'll just go get a good job, and producing is fun, I guess.
Yeah. I'll work on my dad's shop.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
okay, like I'm gonna go be a businessman, a
Yeah.
pharmacist. I want
Yeah.
to be a pharmacist. I'll go be a pharmacist or a businessman, and like music is fun. Well, you know, it's cool,
Yeah.
but it's like I would have never dreamed to be in this position. So every day is a blessing, and whether or not it's a productive day, technically speaking, doesn't matter because
Shout out to us for
Shout out-
living our fucking dreams.
we're
Damn.
trying to.
All right.
It's a tough industry. Well, I guess.
What's your Instagram? You want to tell them?
Okay, yeah, I
You wanna
guess
plug yourself?
we should do the plug. Please like and subscribe. Follow us on our socials. It's at Thoughts in Stereo.
Yes.
Is there an underscore in that?
Nope.
At Thoughts in Stereo. And like and subscribe to this podcast, please. We're trying to break into that iTunes new and noteworthy. If you like the content, if not, you know, tell us why. Hit us on the DM. Tell us what you want to see more of. Yeah, I mean, thanks.
We're
for
gonna be bringing on guests in the coming weeks.
Yeah.
And
a lot of good stuff planned. So, and we're all ears. So definitely let us know what you like, what you didn't like, and we'll keep that in mind. Thanks so
Yes.
much for tuning in.
peace.